Here we are in beautiful downtown Madison, Connecticut at Chef Silvio Supa's famous Cafe Allegre Italian restaurant. Jim Masters here with Connecticut Perspective TV. We're on the road again, and right now we're in the lovely town of Madison, Connecticut, and we're at Cafe Allegre Italian restaurant in Madison, and we're here with the noted author, restaurateur, and executive chef, my good friend Chef Silvio Supa. Chef, it's great to see you again.
Jim. Nice to see you. Thank you. Welcome to my restaurant.
Absolutely. It's always welcoming here. Now, tell us, for folks who have never been to Cafe Allegre here in Madison, how do you describe the cuisine here at Cafe Allegre and the experience people will have when they dine at your restaurant?
Well, my strength, actually, my best of my dishes, is the old Italian Campanian cuisine, what they call the La Cucina dei Poveri, the poor kitchen, which, was always around, it's the most, the freshest, the most healthy and least expensive, and delicious, actually, I mean, that's one of my, but I always, over the years, always keep up, with the new things, too, with the new cuisine,
Now also, Chef Silvio Supa has penned his own book, which is doing quite well, Cooking with Chef Silvio. It's authentic stories and recipes from Campania. Chef, can you tell us, what was the inspiration for this book?
Well, Campania, is my other home, one of my favorite, my love, actually, what I grew up, where I was born, and I always wanted to, like I said before, this Mediterranean cuisine, is, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the best and, the freshest. Most everything is, from the farm to the table. The fresh ingredient and very healthy, and, I think about olive oil and the best tomatoes, the best olive oil, everything comes from there. All the, the fresh herbs and, and things like that. So and it's I want to make sure that, I figure like have, like me and, another bunch of people like me, like, that they know this cuisine, like, we disappear, I'm afraid that, the kitchens are going to kind of disappear a little bit. So I want to bring it back as strong as possible, to the new generation, so they can carry on these, some of these dishes, they're like 1,000 years old, So it's really be shame like to lose something like that, So I want make sure that's that's I read the book and keep it there, so people that can go something to go buy,
Now you also have sauces that are located in most of the major supermarkets across the state, and tell us a little bit about some of those great sauces and what was the inspiration for having your own sauces here?
The sauce is it's also custom. I always get inspired, get it by the custom, over the years, and a lot of times people they come in and they eat the pasta, the sauce, and they try and they say, oh my God, this is delicious. Can we buy some? Can we buy a quart? Can we buy some? And so I got the idea, so I said maybe I should try to to put in the jars, and maybe so people they can go to the supermarket, and it's exactly the way what I make in the restaurant. It's exactly what they find in the jars. Most of the the health store and and places like that will be available there. Actually can buy.
Okay, we've been waiting, and this is the true test here. I've had this many times. It's absolutely incredible, but I'm so happy to have it again. I'm very excited to dive in. I've been waiting to do this. The wonderful braciole from Chef Silvio Supa. You got to come down to Cafe Allegre here in Madison. It's just absolutely spectacular. Speechless, which for me, as people will tell you, is very rare. In addition to owning Cafe Allegre and the Inn at Lafayette in Madison, the Supa family also owns and operates Woodwinds in Branford by Chef Silvio, which is a beautiful facility that can accommodate up to 600 seated guests. Also, they own and operate the Inn at Lafayette, where there's beautiful overnight stay availabilities as well.
Food tastes the way it's supposed to taste. If you're used to it tasting a certain way, if you like your meatballs and your sausage and your macaroni a certain way, this is the place to go. If you want fancy, New York style Italian food, this is the place to come.
Absolutely outstanding. The quality of the food, the grade of the ingredients that they use. It's just wonderful to be here.
The reason I come here is because I get the simplest, best food in the world here, and I've been all around the world. I write books about how to make things simple, how to find the essence, what really matters inside anything. You know, we talk about the simple, elegant thing is always the best, but it's the hardest thing. And what Silvio does here is he achieves that every single night. I mean, he takes something that I've had 100 times, all the classics, and he makes them fresh and new every time I eat them. And I think that's the hardest thing to do. Anybody can make fancy food. Anybody can have these kinds of all these exotic ingredients. But somebody can take something, the simplest things, olive oil and garlic and tomatoes, and turn it into the Mona Lisa. That's what Silvio does. And I never get tired of it.